Thank you. We are live now.
Yes. Добро утро. Добро утро, Евелин. Добро утро, Брайан. Бонджорно, мисля, че на италиански. Да изчакаме още минутка. Може би ще имаме още няколко присъединили се. Чао, Андрея! Седемдесет и 80 души вече са заедно с нас. Благодарим ви! Здравейте, Мариана! We have 86 persons, 87. Добро утро, Иван. Да изчакаме още минутка за последни присъединили се и стартираме. Добро утро, Благой! Ако можете да ги... Добро утро, Мариана. Имаме въпрос да попитам на какъв език да си задавам въпросите към панелистите, английски или български. Ако можете да го формулирате на английски, би било добре. Ако срещнете затруднение, може да го зададете на български. Ние ще го преведем. Are we ready, Матео?
Yes, I am. Should I start?
Just to introduce you.
Yes.
Добро утро на всички. Благодарим ви, че сте тук. Казвам се Тинка Павлова и съм част от екипа на Skylines. Стартираме с презентацията на Universita Cattolica, която ще бъде представена от господин Матео Маняни, Area Manager International Students Recruitment. А след това ще имате възможност да се запознаете и с презентацията на Паула Пеевска, която е вече завършил студент и ще ви разкаже за студентския живот и за начина, по който се е случило нейното образование. Матео, давам ти думата. You are Mateo.
Good morning, everybody. Thanks a lot for attending this presentation. I see that 92 students are connecting with us, so thank you very much for for this, and thank you very much to Skylines for the organization of the event. Unfortunately, this year we cannot be in Sofia to meet you personally. Hopefully, very soon we will be able to personally meet. We hope sooner than later, but we have to adapt to the current situation. So we will be more than happy to deliver this presentation online. And this presentation is meant to give you a general idea of the university. Cattolica is a very complex, it's a very large university. So today we are not going to have the time to go too much into details about each program, about the entry requirement of each program. You will have plenty of time to get in touch with our colleagues of Skylines who are representing the university since many years in Bulgaria, and they already help hundreds of students to join the university. And they will be able to assist you with all the questions about specific documents, timing of the application, and so on. So I just want to give you a general idea of the university, and the most interesting part of the presentation will come at the end, because you will have the chance to hear from a former student, a former colleague, and an actual competitor, because we had a student who joined the university a few years ago that, as you are doing now, was attending one of our presentations. She studied at the university. She worked part-time at the international department, and now she's working in Switzerland for another university. So she has a very interesting story to tell you. Let's start with some information about the university. Cattolica is a private institution. It's actually the largest private institution in Europe for number of students. And we count 4 campuses across the country. Campus number 1 is the one in Milano, which is the largest one, the one who hosts the majority of our programs, of our English taught programs, and the majority of our international community. The second campus in terms of dimension and numbers of students is the campus in Rome, which is specialized in medicine and surgery for a very simple reason. In Rome, the university owns one of the largest hospitals of the country, and there we have the chance to involve our students into practical activities in the hospital starting from a very early stage. But this is one of the characteristics of the university, generally speaking. We are very much connected with the territory around the university, with the companies around the university. And we want to help our students to get in touch with the professional world as much as possible throughout the studies, and immediately after to immediately find a job. And this is why in our campus of Piacenza and Cremona, which are located 60 kilometers south from Milano, in an area that is called the Italian Food Valley, this is where we teach everything that goes around food, agriculture, and of course, all the activities around this area, so export, marketing, and so on. And then last but not least is our campus in Brescia. That is another smaller city, 60 kilometers northeast from Milano, still very, very close to Milano, in a very economically active area. And here we have, sorry, a few master programs in a technical area. Another few words about Milano, which is the city that, as I said, hosts the majority of the English taught programs. If you have been to Milano before, you can certainly recognize the cathedral in this slide. This is the Duomo di Milano. And Cattolica is located some 5-10 minutes walking away from the Duomo. So we are in the historical city center in a very nice, safe, and very famous worldwide area. Milano, as you probably know, is the economical capital of the country. So it's certainly the most important city when it comes to the national economy. Just to give you an idea and to mention some numbers, Milano and the region around Milano, which is the Lombardy region, generate approximately 25% of the Italian GDP, meaning that 1/4 of the richness that is generated in Italy is generated in Milano and the areas immediately surrounding Milano. So it's really the right place for international students to make connections and to explore all professional opportunities that are available. Milano is not just a business center. I'm sure you know it's a fashion capital, it's a design capital, so it's a really attractive city. Paola will tell you more about living in Milano as an international student. It's a very easy city to adapt to. It's a very international environment. Just to give you an idea, in our university, we enroll every year students coming from more than 100 nationalities. So you will have the chance to really find an international environment in the city, but also in the university. And this is really a plus because it's really for you a way to make international connection really starting from the classroom. Some other general information about the university. So we mentioned about the number of students, 40,000 across 4 campuses, and this number makes Cattolica the largest private university in Europe. Almost 100 years of history. Next year, Cattolica is going to celebrate 100 years in its Milan campus. So this shows how solid is the institution, how eradicated is the institution in the local territory. But then we have also international rankings that are extremely interesting because, of course, you're looking for a study abroad experience, and so a nice city, a nice environment to live in, it's important, but it's not enough. You need a quality university. Cattolica has excellent ranking under the academic point of view. So we have 12 different schools, meaning that we teach plenty of different programs in plenty of different study areas, going from economics, management, banking, finance, through international relations, communication, psychology, medicine, foods and agriculture, some more technical programs. So plenty of different study areas, and all of them have been ranked among top 250 or higher. So for example, our Faculty of Economics and Management last year was ranked among top 150, top 100 for the Faculty of Medicine, and so forth. So this is to tell you that no matter what you choose to study at Cattolica, you can expect very high academic standards. Not only because Cattolica is even better rankings when it comes to employability. And this is another key aspect of the study abroad experience, because I'm sure you want your study abroad experience to help you to immediately find a job after graduation, or to find a job after graduation in the shortest possible time. And Cattolica can truly offer some solid guarantees under this point of view. Because we have been ranked last year #1 in Italy for connections between employers and students. And this is done through internship, company visits, and so on. We have been ranked among the top 130 overall, meaning worldwide, for employability, and 77 worldwide for partnership with employers. So I think this number shows clearly what are the chances for Cattolica students to immediately be employed by national and international companies. One example is my former colleague and my friend Paola. She will tell you about her professional experiences throughout her studies and immediately after her studies. So the system of education, very quickly. We have in Italy 13 years of schools before entering the university, but 12 years is the minimum required to international students to enter one of our bachelors. Our bachelors normally lasts for 3 years, following which students can choose between a specializing master, which is a more practical and professional oriented kind of program, and the 2 years Master of Science, which is a more academic oriented kind of master. Don't get me wrong. So they both have some similarities, and also the 2 years Master of Science involve practical activities and in most of the case an internship at the end, but it's just a program that aims to prepare students better under the theoretical point of view. So you have to study more home studies, and at the end of the second year, you will have to engage the practical activities. While with the specializing master, it's a more practical program throughout, from the beginning until the end. We have just a couple of exceptions to this system, bachelor plus masters. The first one is law, for which we have a single cycle program for 5 years. So there is no bachelor plus master. What's the difference? The difference is that if you study economics and management for 3 years, you have a bachelor in economics and management, after which you can decide whether or not to continue with a master program or to start to work. If you study law for 3 years, you don't hold any kind of qualification. So you need to finish the 5 years in order to have a degree. Second exception is the program in medicine. We offer a bachelor degree in medicine and surgery in our campus in Rome. It's one of the top programs available in Europe, also preparing to enter specialization in the United States. And it's really one of the few programs with these characteristics available in Europe. And bachelors for the Faculty of Medicine lasts for 6 years. Sorry, following which students have another 4 years if they wish to continue of specialization. Very quickly, I'm going to introduce the list of programs, especially at the bachelor level. I guess that most of the students attending now are interested in bachelor programs, and also the list of masters that are entirely taught in English. So for all these programs that we are going to mention, you don't need to speak Italian. It's absolutely not a requirement. If you do speak Italian, even better, it's a plus. But no Italian is required to study this program. All the programs that we are going to see now are going to start next September. Applications will open in December, but once again, you are more than welcome, and it's a recommendation from the university. Please do refer to our colleagues from Skylines. They can really help you to send your application, collecting all the documents you need. They will check your grades, your academic background, and they are able to suggest you what is the program at our university where you have higher chances to be admitted, given the academic background, or where you should improve in order to increase your chances of admission for a specific program, if you need any additional international certificate, and so on. So in Milano, for the following intake, we have 4 bachelors available, entirely taught in English: communication management, economics and management, international relations and global affairs, and psychology. One program in food production management in the campus of Piacenza, that, as we said before, is the campus located in the middle of the food valley. So it's where the university was able to develop the highest number of connections with food-related company. Just to name some: Barilla, Mutti, worldwide famous company. And then the program in medicine and surgery in Rome, for which there is a different selection process. So it's the only bachelor program for which it's necessary to sit for an entry test. Once again, you can refer to our colleagues of Skylines for further information about the application and the test itself. Then we said we have 2 different kinds of masters, the specializing masters and the 2 years Master of Science. So here we have a very long list, approximately 30 programs. So of course, we are not going to focus on all of them. Just for you to know, at a master level, what really counts for the selection is, of course, the quality of your academic background, meaning the grades that you have in your, during your bachelor studies. But also the subjects that you have studied are pretty relevant, especially for the 2 years master, which are more academic oriented. So we are looking for the 2 years master for students coming from a very similar academic background. In this case, the level of the class is a little higher, and it would be impossible for students coming from different academic background to catch up with the rest of the class. So as you can see here, we have some more generic kind of programs such as management, economics, banking and finance, and some that are more technical, more specific, more specific on some specific areas. We have such as actuarial science for insurance, data analytics for business. So also programs that are facing new trends, and of course that we prepare students for new jobs. Of course, the area of data analysis is becoming more and more important, and so this is why the university has launched this new program, because we did receive from the local and international companies the request to have young students more prepared for this specific kind of study area. Other programs in the field of agriculture and food in the campus of Piacenza. And as I said before, more technical programs available in the campus of Brescia, physics and for technology and innovation, and applied data science for banking and finance. Once again, a very technical program answering to new requests coming from local companies for new kind of jobs. Here we have the specializing master, as I said before, more practical. Normally we have smaller classes, more interaction with the professors and with the rest of the class. More practical activities, including an internship at the end of the study period. Normally it's the last 3 months of the study period. Here we have 2 intakes, one for September and one for January, but most of the programs will start in September, and most of the programs, as you can see, are offered in Milano. Communication, marketing, screenwriting and production, one program specific for the luxury sector, which is one important area of the Milanese economy. As I said before, Milano is a fashion and design company, so you can imagine how many companies we have dealing with the luxury field. Of course, we are in Italian university, so I know that I'm sure there will be some students attending this presentation who are fluent in Italian, so we have plenty of offers for you. Every year we enroll several students from Bulgaria into Italian taught programs. I know that you have some very important high schools, Italian high schools in Sofia. Probably some of you is attending one of these high schools. So just for you to know, it's plenty of different opportunities you can choose from, over 40 undergraduate programs. Once again, my colleagues of Skylines can give you all possible details about the study options available at Cattolica. Another thing, so this is just our first meeting. During the following weeks, together with Skylines, we will organize additional events, info sessions, that can be even at a one-to-one level. So just get in touch with my colleagues, and we will be able to organize additional events during which we will be able to go a bit more into details of the programs you might be interested in, about the selection process, about living in Milan, about the fees, about the expenses that you have to face. And here it comes, tuition fees and scholarship opportunities. So very quickly, for all European students at our university, fees are calculated according to the family income. So for bachelor degrees, the fees goes from 3,500 up to 8,700. As you can see, it's a big range. So you might be wondering where I can place myself into this kind of ranking or range. So once again, Skylines is pretty familiar with the fee calculation at our university and can give you a precise idea of what you can expect to pay at our university. Just to give you an idea, in the previous years, most of our students from Bulgaria, they were very, very close to the fee, to the lowest fee, which is 3,500 for bachelor and 3,600 for master and 7,000 for the program in medicine and surgery. All specializing masters have a different price according to the program, going from 7,000 up to 14,000 as maximum, with some scholarship opportunity available. In this case, merit-based. For all other programs, so bachelor and master programs, we have some income-based scholarships. So it's a very, very interesting project that the university offers to all the student community, so national and international students. Is an income-based scholarship. So according to the family income, students can receive according to where they place themselves on the scholarship ranking. They can receive a money contribution from the university up to 5,000 euros and the complete exemption from the tuition fee. So they will have the chance to pay to not pay the tuition fee, basically, and also to receive a money contribution. Some students are also offered accommodation in one of the university dorms. We are talking, of course, of a smaller number, and one lunch for free per day at the university canteen. Once again, my colleagues from Skylines, they can really give you precise details also about the scholarship opportunities. Application is online. As I said, it's going to open in December for pretty much all programs starting next September. Just two suggestions. The first one is to refer as soon as possible to Skylines, because the sooner you start to collect the documents, the better. So there are no surprises. You have time from here to December to put together all the documents you need. And in case you need, you have the time to sit for one of the international tests that are necessary to apply. For example, IELTS, TOEFL, just to name one. The second one is to send your application by time. We have several admission rounds. Our programs are very competitive, especially at a bachelor level. So sending an early application is key, can really increase your chances of admission. So do not wait too long, because sometimes, unfortunately, we have to reject some quality application just because they came in too late. So if you are interested in studying at Cattolica, it's absolutely important to do things by time. Very last piece of information from my side before we leave the stage to Paola. It's about the traveling opportunity that Cattolica offers. Of course, in this moment, the international mobility is suffering a little bit, but by the time you enroll next September, we truly hope this crisis will be absolutely over and we can restart to live our normal lives. So do not consider Cattolica, Milano, or any other campus you choose as the end of your international experience. It's just the beginning of it. Cattolica offers plenty of opportunities for our students to experience another country, another university with short programs, language programs, internship programs, Erasmus programs. There's plenty of opportunities for each program. And my colleagues from the international department will let you know what are the opportunities available for your specific program of study. But this is a suggestion, and you will also hear from Paola. She has been traveling a lot after leaving Cattolica, and this is what I suggest you guys to do. So do not consider Milano as the final destination, but as the starting point of a longer kind of adventure. You can always come back to Milano whenever you want. So take advantage of the opportunities that the university offers. Here are our contacts: email address, international website, social media pages, if you want to start to check out what the international community is already doing at the university. But now it's time for you to meet Paola. So Paola, please, you can start with your presentation and let me know when I have to move on with the slides. Thank you so much, Paola, for being with us.
Thanks for the invitation. Аз мога да продължа на български, за да бъде възможно най-достъпно за всички. Първо да се представя, аз съм Паула. Може би вече някои от вас, ако от известно време се интересуват от изложението Студийните или го посещават, може и да са ме виждали. Много се радвам, че и тази година, макар и по по-различен начин, ще мога да съм част от изложението, защото всъщност това беше моята първа стъпка по пътя ми към Италия и Католика. Всичко започна от изложението Студийните, където срещнах представителите на университета. Оттам нататък харесах университета и оттам нататък вече бях изцяло в ръцете на всички от Skylines. И наистина относно частта с документите и процеса не ми беше толкова ясно и изцяло разчитах на Skyline, за което им благодаря наистина. И съм сигурна, че за вас също ще бъде полезно да им се доверите. Аз реших този път да обърна повече внимание не толкова на този процес, за който те могат да ви помогнат. По-скоро изживяването от това да си в Италия, в Милано по-конкретно, и то да учиш в Католика, както и след това. По време на образованието си в Италия аз записах програма изцяло преподавана на италиански език, което за мен не беше толкова лесно, защото не бях учила италиански толкова задълбочено преди това. Както можете да предположите, се изискваше едно ниво, за да бъда приета, и то беше B2 ниво. За да го постигна, реших да направя няколко интензивни курса преди това и в последствие, пристигайки в Милано, направих и курс по италиански, който беше предлаган от университета, което беше страхотна възможност и за студенти като мен, които ще учат на италиански, но и дори за някои от вас, които може би ще учат на английски, но въпреки това е страхотна възможност да научите езика, макар и да не го използвате в университета. Това ще ви помогне да намерите приятели по-лесно, ще улесни живота ви в Италия като цяло, без съмнение. Относно настаняването, аз имах късмета да успея да вляза в общежитията на университета, което също не става толкова лесно, предвид това, че се изисква да знаете италиански и се преминава един тест, едно интервю с представители, среща по-скоро с представители от общежитията, опознавателна среща, която мина успешно и бях приета в общежитията им, които разполагат с столова, с отделни стаи и наистина разположени са близо до университета и беше наистина удобство да бъда там. Друга опция, която много от моите състуденти използваха, е да откриват апартаменти, които са споделени с други студенти. Това пък е страхотна възможност по-бързо да намериш приятели, да не се чувстваш сам, може би. И не е толкова скъпо, ако спрямо варианта да си абсолютно сам в апартамент. И така че относно това в сайта на Католика ще намерите много сайтове, които ще ви помогнат да намерите различни опции за настаняване. Относно стипендията, Матео вече спомена условията, които Католика има, и трябва да кажа, че според мен българските студенти имат много високи шансове да вземат стипендия и аз самата съм пример за това, защото успях да получа пълна стипендия по време на 3 години, която, както вече чухте, ви освобождава от плащането на таксите. И ако сте настанени в едно от общежитията, ще ви освободи от плащане на таксата за общежитието, което е страхотна възможност. Друго, което е интересно от академична гледна точка, например, относно изпитите, имате голяма възможност да избирате кога да се явите на изпитите, така че да прецените кога ще сте подготвени и да изберете съответната дата. И имате право да се явявате няколко пъти, така че не се страхувайте изобщо от тази гледна точка. И долу в частта Student Work виждате няколко снимки от цялото ми преживяване по време на 3-та ми година в университета, когато, както Матео спомена, имах възможността да работя почасово. Беше така наречената Student Work, заедно с него в Международният офис на университета. И определено не беше лесно, защото трябваше да съчетавам лекциите, ученето и работата, но беше едно от най-добрите решения, които съм взимала да приема тази възможност. И наистина това беше като трамплин, бих казала, за следващите ми вече професионални опити. Беше страхотно, защото ми даде възможност да пътувам до много места, като например изложение в Париж, където представих Католика, в Грузия, в Албания дори и няколко поредни години в България, като част от изложението Study in Italy в София и Варна. Открих страхотни приятели от най-различни страни и наистина ме научи на много неща. Okay, we can proceed with the next slide. Thank you. Това е относно живота ми в Милано. Не мисля, че има какво толкова да говоря, както Матео вече каза. Милано е модна столица, което ми даде възможност да посетя и седмицата на модата в Милано. Предполагам мечта за много от вас. Изкуството, както и така известната Ла Скала с оперите вътре. Храната, мисля, че е известно за всички. И многобройните събития, които се случват по време на цялата година, от седмица на дизайна, седмица на архитектурата, на модата. Просто не може да ти бъде скучно в Милано и можеш да си сигурен, че винаги има най-различни възможности пред теб и просто трябва да се възползвате от всяка една от тях. Okay, we can go to the next slide. Тук вече стигнахме до момента след завършването ми в Католика. Аз завърших през декември месец миналата година. Трябва да спомена, че церемониите по завършването в Католика са нещо, което може би не сме си много по-различно от това, което сме виждали, да кажем, в България и е наистина незабравимо. И веднага след това кандидатствах за стаж през портала на Католика за намиране на работа. Намерих възможност за стаж в Мадрид, Испания, към Италианската търговска камара. Стажът трябваше да продължи 6 месеца. Аз заминах през януари. За жалост, поради създалата се ситуация, приключи по-рано от очакваното и се върнах през март месец. Но беше страхотно преживяване. Отново срещнах хора от различни страни. Добих опит в различна професионална сфера и определено беше страхотно. След като се върнах в България през март, малко след това започнах да търся работа, защото не бях решила каква магистърска програма искам да правя и реших, че предпочитам първо да добия повече опит и да видя какво наистина ми харесва и в какво смятам, че съм добра. Тогава открих възможността за работа към една от най-големите образователни организации ИФ, част от които е и едно бизнес училище. Техните главни офиси се намират в Люцерн, в Швейцария. Кандидатствах и не беше лесно. След 3 интервюта онлайн получих одобрение и точно преди седмица пристигнах тук в Швейцария и и съм страшно развълнувана от това ново преживяване. И определено Католика ме научи да бъда по-смела в решенията си и да винаги да приемам всяка възможност, която се появи на пътя ми. И определено разбрах, че факта, че съм учила именно в Милано, а не в някой друг град, ми отваря много повече врати, защото все повече международни компании и организации избират именно Милано като главен град за своите офиси в Италия. И фактът, че съм била там, че познавам града, че познавам много хора там, определено много вече от работите ми е било предимство, така че смятам, че това е най-доброто решение, което можех да направя. Ако имате каквито и да било други въпроси, ще се радвам после да ви отговоря. Благодаря. Okay, I think we're ready.
Thank you very much, Paula.
Thank you.
So I guess now we have some time for questions, isn't it?
I think so, yes.
I'm just asking my colleagues from Skyline if there is any question we can answer at the moment.
I think now everybody
Okay.
can ask their questions or write them down. Matteo, what about the SAT?
SAT, it's one of the international tests that might be required. As I said before, we have plenty of different programs in different areas, and therefore they have different entry requirements. Let's say that the SAT might be required for a bachelor in economics and management and a bachelor in international relations and global affairs. That also includes several programs related to economics and mathematics. So let's say that students who already have a very high general GPA and a very good grade in mathematics, we are talking about 75% or higher, they can apply without the SAT. If for any reason you have a specific curriculum where you don't have mathematics in the last year or your grades in maths are not so high, you are very welcome to enclose your SAT together with your application to the program.
Okay, there are some questions for Paula as well. Paula, can you see them?
Yeah. Okay. Относно италианския, виждам, че сте питали дали съм го знаела преди да ида в Милано. Знаех много основни неща, които обаче определено трябва да кажа, че има разлика между разговорния италиански и това да учиш програма, свързана с международни отношения на италиански, където имаш предмети като история, право. Определено има много нови неща и постоянно се продължаваш да учиш нови и нови неща. И трудно е в началото, може би. Не може да се каже, че ще идеш 100% подготвен с езика, но ако не се отказваш, със сигурност ще успееш. Не е невъзможно. Говорила съм и с други български студенти, които не са били толкова уверени, може би в италианския си, отивайки там, но пък успяват успешно да завършат програмата, стига да не се отказвате просто при първата трудност, която се появи. Относно това, кога съм решила да уча на каква възраст съм решила да уча в Италия, винаги съм обичала Италия от малка, така че може би от 10-ти клас нататък започнах няколко години поред, посещавах всъщност изложението Study in Italy, така че бях твърдо решена, че искам да е там. Просто Католика ми хареса заради това, че основният кампус е в Милано, пък аз харесвах Милано много. Както и това, че харесах специалност, която се преподаваше именно в Милано, и това помогна за решението ми.
Matteo, you have a lot of questions, if you can see them in the chat.
Let me check. In the chat, I can see architecture program in the university. No, we don't have.
I already answered this.
Okay. I'm not sure I can see them in the chats.
Okay.
I don't see any open question at the moment in the chat.
Well, there is one from Mihaela, and it is about the scholarship for medicine.
Yeah.
And in case of a positive answer, so in case there is yes, there is scholarship,
Yes.
does it cover the whole study or only the first 3 years?
It does cover all years. So for medicine and surgery, I hope you can see it, it's available, the EduCat scholarship. So it's important to understand that this EduCat scholarship, it's an income-based scholarship students can apply for only after the official enrollment at Cattolica. And the results are available in December. So when students have already attended 2-3 months of classes. So you cannot count on this kind of scholarship before you start with the classes. For medicine, the minimum you have to pay is 7,000 per year. Plus you will have home study in Rome. Home study, living expenses in Rome, approximately 1,000 per month. So this is what you have to calculate if you do not get the scholarship. The scholarship can give you total exemption from the tuition fee plus a money contribution. Please consider that it's income-based. So you need to show to have a family income. Normally, the maximum consider it's around 20,000 euros per year. So for medicine, it can be hard to get it because consider that the minimum fee is 7,000. And if you do not get the scholarship, of course, you have to continue paying the fee you are assigned to by the university. It is available, but consider that you have a feedback on the scholarship in December when you have already enrolled and you have already started your studies and you have already paid the first installment to get started with the university.
And there's some other questions, very interesting actually.
Yep.
Can a high school graduate apply with both an American and Bulgarian diploma? Which one will be better?
Both of them. So if you are attending a school issuing 2 diplomas for the same study program, you apply with both.
And another one, can 2 different specialties be combined? For example, psychology and literature?
No. By law, you can only be enrolled to 1 university program at the time. So you cannot have 2 students registration number active at the same moment. So you need to end with psychology and then you can start another kind of degree.
Okay, there is a question, but actually we need to clarify it. Could you tell me the documents required for applying to your university? It depends on the program.
Yeah, it depends on the program. I didn't want to get too much into this because it's very bureaucratic and quite annoying for an online presentation. As I said before, please get in touch with our colleagues of Skylines in the following days or with us directly. And we can send you an email, a template according to the program of interest where you can find listed precisely all documents you need to present for your application.
Then, do you already have set the medicine entrance exam date for the next year?
Not yet. We have two different dates for European students and non-European students. I guess that for the EU, also including Bulgarian students and Italian students, is going to be set for the end of February. We are still waiting for a precise date. Application should open anytime, any day from now. So we are going to publish this information very soon on our website. But just for you to know, it's going to be around the end of February.
Okay.
And it's going to be online this year. So you don't have to travel anywhere. You can do it from home.
Perfect. And then somebody is doing A-levels right now. Do they still need to do an SAT exam? I think you...
As I said before, the fact that you're doing A-level, I guess you're talking about math A-level. This is, of course, the right academic background. So it's a perfect background, for example, for a student interested in economics and management. It depends on the grades that you get. So if you check on our website, we have specific recommendation about grades you should get if you have specific diplomas that are not the standard national diplomas, but for example, UK diplomas, USA diplomas, and so on. And you will have the information about the grade that you have to get for each specific subjects according to the program you choose in our university.
Okay. People are also asking if there is any age restriction, any limits?
Well, not for bachelor degrees 3 years and Master of Science 2 years. We do have for 1 year specializing master. It's just a recommendation. So when we have somebody around this 30, for example, who wants to apply for a bachelor program, we just very honestly have to tell him or her that of course the average age of the class is going to be significant lower, but technically there are no age restriction at all.
Okay. Do you have art and design programs? Technical? You answered. Okay. Should we take final exam in maths if you want to study psychology?
No, for psychology, let's say math is not a specific requirement. We are just watching at the general academic background, at the general GPA. Of course, we do not pay too much attention on mathematics for psychology as we do for entering a program in economics and management, for example.
Okay. Are there scholarships for masters? You answered, okay.
Both diplomas. This is interesting.
Which one?
Take more than 2 AP.
American diploma. Okay, Matteo, so I don't see the question actually. So what is the question exactly?
It's from Christina Nikolova.
So if I apply with both diplomas, do I need to take more than 2 AP exams? So this is the girl with the American and Bulgarian diploma.
No, I didn't get it, sorry.
Okay, because if you study with a high school diploma, the American high school diploma, usually to get accepted, for example, in the UK or else, you need like 2 or 3 AP exams, like Matura.
Yeah, the same.
But I don't think that she would need to do so I don't know.
Well, if she completes the standard high school diploma, the national high school diploma, she can apply with that one. If she doesn't meet the minimum number of APs or A-level.
But I still think that we could check this with admissions for each particular applicant.
Yeah.
We will be checking on individual basis. So if Christina is listening, we will be checking with admission, so you get back to us afterwards, or we'll get back to you. Само да обявя, ние ще продължим да отговаряме на въпросите. Просто тези от вас, които са се регистрирали и биха искали да бъдат на презентацията на Кафоскари, университетския, Венецианския университет, сега ще ви изпратим линк. А ние се продължаваме да отговаряме на въпросите. Sorry, Матео. Just, announcing the next presentation, but we continue answering the questions. So,
okay. Yeah, I'm here.
So again, there is there a minimum SAT score required?
Yes, there is. Now, I don't want to be wrong. I guess it's 560 for each section. So the one for mathematics and the more general section, 560 for each section. Of course, once again, if you're applying for economics and management, the section we are mainly interested in is the one related to mathematics. The opposite for a program, for example, in communication or psychology.
Okay, there is a question if for the programs in economics, there should be a certain number of hours in mathematics at high school.
Well, let's say that we, in the past, we received application from students who didn't have mathematics, for example, in the last year in the study plan. Of course, this is not actually the best. We are not too picky in checking the number of hours. We know, as I said before, we receive students from more than 100 different countries, and therefore for more than 100 different systems of education. So if you have 4 or 5 hours per week in math during the last year is not really significant, as long as you have certain kind of grades. And once again, if you do not meet this kind of grades, we refer to the SAT, which is a more standard exam, more international, and this is the same for everybody. So this is why, in case we see that the student is not, let's say, excellent in the study area, we ask him or her to sit for an international test that has the same kind of level for all students around the world.
Okay. Margarita is asking, when is the time for the preparation medicine course for the exam? Is it before February?
Basically, how does it work? This is a very good question. Thank you so much. Basically, application for medicine will open very shortly. Why? Because after completing the online application, students have access to the online simulator. The difference between Cattolica and other Italian university about the test is that we run our own test, which is very similar to the general IMAT test, slightly different though. So the preparation can be done only through our own platform, through our own simulator online. So the sooner you complete an application online, the sooner you have access to the simulator online, and naturally you have more time to exercise. I think it's quite useless to say that in the past, students who have applied earlier are the ones who get better score in the test, not because they are more clever or anything like that, just because they have more time to exercise and to get used to the kind of test. So to be prepared, not only specifically for the questions that are asked, but also for the type of test. So certain number of questions in a certain number of time, in a certain set of time. So the more you exercise, the more chances you have. Simple enough.
Okay, and to answer again, Margarita, yes, the medicine entrance exam will be online.
Yes.
In
confirmed.
February.
Confirmed.
Expected.
Yeah, as I said, we are going to publish the precise date very, very soon on our website. It's a matter of days now.
There is another question, very interesting again, from Ivana to us. Is the scholarship based on the family income availability only for the first year of a bachelor degree, and for the next years based on the results of the exams?
Very good question, and the answer is yes. It's as you can see here, I wrote economic income base for the first year, income and merit base for the following years, meaning that every year you have to produce your family income documents to be submitted at the competent office for the scholarship. For the first year, of course, you are not enrolling to the uni, so the university cannot ask you to have a certain kind of grades, but if you are assigned the scholarship, you will be asked to keep certain kind of standards throughout your studies. So a certain number of exams and a certain GPA. Guys, don't be too scared about this, because the requirements to keep the scholarship are lower than what your expectations should be. So meaning that if you want to finish by time and if you want to have good grades, allowing you to get a good job immediately after, you have to do better than the minimum required to keep the scholarship, let's say.
Okay, we continue with the questions. Again, a question with Italian diploma and Bulgarian. Which one, if the student has both to apply with? You apply with both, and then you have better chances.
Yeah, guys, once again, do not worry too much about these technicalities, meaning that we had plenty of students coming from several Bulgarian high schools. So probably we already have students coming from your specific high school, and with Skylines and the admission office, we already manage plenty of cases like this. So students coming from the Italian high school, the British high school, the US high school. So do not worry too much. There are some specific information on the website. And then once again, we will have the time in the following days to specifically check the situation of each student. Let's say that all high school diplomas that are validated, that are recognized in the country where you are attending, are recognized by Cattolica. So it's simply a matter of understanding what is your academic background, and if we need to ask you to sit for additional exams in case your study plan, for example, doesn't include mathematics or something like that.
Okay, do you need language certificate in English or Italian for masters? And if needed, are all kinds of certificates applicable?
Yes, we do need a certificate. So if you want to study in English at our university, you need to have a certificate attesting your level of English at the moment of the application for all our bachelor's degree. Meaning that if you want to apply for economics and management, you need to have a certificate at the moment you submit your application. So that's why I told you it's important to start to get in touch with us and with Skylines to understand if you already have everything it takes to submit an application. Otherwise, you have time from here to December or January to complete the list of documents that you need. One of these documents is the English certificate for bachelors. For 2 years master program, we are a bit more flexible, meaning that you must submit a certificate attesting your knowledge of English, but you can do that after the application. So in this case, you can be conditionally admitted and submit the certificate within July next year. For the specializing masters instead, there is even more flexibility, meaning that for students who do not have the certificate, but they are confident with the level of English, we can organize Skype interviews with each candidate in order to verify the level of English of the candidate.
Okay, so there's...
For Italian programs instead, since, as you can imagine, we have less application from the international community to the Italian top programs, we are able to organize Skype interviews with all applicants, no matter which program they select. So if you wish to study Italian, you don't have the so-called B2 CELI CIS certificate, you can get in touch with the university and you're going to sit with for a Skype interview with one of our professor of Italian at the university.
Okay, another question about the relevance of the bachelor degree for the chosen master degree. Yep. So if I want to apply for master degree in the field of economics, but I do not have math as a subject in my bachelor degree, would the high school diploma, for example, be helpful, like IB diploma, and any additional tests that I might take?
No, not really. So for master, as I said before, we are talking about two different kind of programs. So for the 2 years Master of Science, here we are talking about more academic kind of program. So here we are looking for students with a same or very similar academic background. So example given, if you have a 3 years bachelor degree in communication, you cannot apply for a master in management, in economics, in banking, and so forth. We do accept students from different academic backgrounds into our specializing master that are more practical oriented, and for which, for example, we have a master, a 1 year master in international business, for which we do offer some pre-courses in mathematics for students coming from less technical kind of degrees. So depending on what you want to choose, if you want to go for a 2 years Master of Science, you need to come from a very similar academic background. There is more flexibility on the 1 year specializing masters.
Okay, should I take IELTS before February 2021 or after I done the medicine exam?
Well, the medicine exam, so last year students were allowed to submit the certificate even after the test. So this year, this specific information about the application procedure will be published online very, very shortly, and also this info will be indicated. Be aware that the test is very technical and it's in English. So if you are able to pass the test, there is no doubt in my mind that you are able to get an IELTS or a TOEFL for the minimum required. So if you are preparing for the entry test for medicine and you start to prepare yourself right now, by January, sure enough, you will be able to also pass IELTS or TOEFL. So my suggestion would be to have everything ready by the time of the test, just to make sure.
Okay.
Once again, the test is going to be a lot harder. Our test is going to be a lot harder than IELTS or TOEFL. So if you are ready for the test, no doubts, you are ready for IELTS.
Okay, we have 2 more questions.
Yep.
Is there a course in medicine in Italian, and is the cost the same as the cost in English?
Yes, there is, and yes, the cost is approximately the same. The only difference is that the program taught in Italian is not managed as, let's say, application procedure by the international department. So students have to get in touch directly with the campus in Rome. I have to advise you that, of course, for the program taught in Italian, we have really hundreds, if not thousands, of applications from Italian students. So it's extremely competitive.
And the last question that we see now is, if I'm applying with a UK diploma,
Yep.
do I still need a language certificate?
No. So students who have completed a cycle of education, so in this case, high school, and where classes were fully taught in English, so all classes were taught in English, absolutely no need of any additional certificates.
So I think we have no more questions. But
so thank you very much for the organization as usual. Thank you very much, Paola, for your participation. And once again, we are going to have plenty of chances to meet in the following days and weeks for additional doubts or additional information you need. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye.
bye-bye.
Bye-bye.